Hello peoples, welcome back to another episode of World of Warcraft Dungeon Progression Challenge. Today's episode 39 where I run Azjol-Nerub and Ahn'Kahet, the Old Kingdom. So right down this pit is where you will find both instances. Just jump into a hole, or you can just walk down the path that was set out for you. You'll find your way down from up here. So the left one is the Old Kingdom, and to the right is Ahn'Kahet, where if you approach the NPCs, this little scripted event will show up and kind of make things weird. Because, well, it just did. Alright, first dungeon. It's very short. Even if you're running it at the same level, it's still only like 5 minutes. There's not much trash. The first part, the second part pretty much starts the boss right away. And the last part, there really isn't much trash again. Okay, web spinner, warrior, nothing to worry about. Now web spinner, as the name might imply, it does stun players inside a webbing that can be attacked and destroyed and free that player. Especially useful if that player is the healer. Oh, and the skirmisher, you want to take those out or be very careful because sometimes they will focus a player that is not the tank. Alright, first boss, Cricktier, the Gate Watcher. When you pull one of these 3 groups of 3, just take out the Shadowcaster, there you go. When you pull them and defeat them, it should activate some scripted event where, come on, well, whatever. Should activate some event where he sends the next group at you and then the last group. And each of the main named ones has like certain abilities, like a AoE poison, I think another one. I think one does a blind to the group. That really sucks. And once they all come at you and die, eventually Cricktier himself will come out and attack. And he really isn't much of a challenge for me. Ugh, more intellect stuff. Doesn't do much apart from summoning a bunch of little spiders. Does he do anything else from summon spiders? Mind Flay, Curse of Fatigue. Curse all players within 5 yards, inflicting shadow damage and slowing. Not really much at all. Okay, so next part, head straight down, well, straight away. Where am I? I went down here, then you'll jump off the web. Going down on this side. You know, people could always jump down on this side. I wonder if it's the same amount of space or... Alright, whatever. So you pull this group, and then as you'll see from the message in the middle of my screen, Hadronox moves up the tunnel. That's this big spider up here. And after I killed the first trash, these 2 groups move in. So while you're waiting for Hadronox to move up, you can pull these, defeat them, and stuff. Necromancers like to sit still all the way safely in the back, pick at you with shadow bolts. It kind of sucks. Now at this point, you can wait for Hadronox to make his way all the way up to you, fighting whatever trash decides to come out and, I don't know, make your life miserable. Or you can just head down with trash and try to do it that way. It is kind of messy because you've got pretty much all of these little spider crypt fiends here. And it's quite a mess. The worst thing about it is where is it? Here it is. They get this buff. This debuff. Mobs with that debuff, when they're defeated, they restore 10% of Hadronox's health. So if you're trying to AoE everything, and you're constantly killing mobs with that debuff, killing the boss might take a while. Especially if Hadronox does not web up these little entrances. Because that's what's keeping the, that's where the trash is coming from. I don't know if it's actually trash, since you're not clearing it, it doesn't drop loot. So, next place you go is, well, to proceed further in the dungeon, is to go where Hadronox was found. Down here, on the web. It's pretty cool to look beneath you. Now, you don't have to be a tank to pull all this. These are non-elite mobs, and they can, oh look, their health, 96. That's pitiful. And everything's dead. Jump down here. I'm not sure if it still works that way, but sometimes I would fall in and die. Crossing fingers. Hooray, I'm not dead. And it can get a bit disorienting, like, oh, where do I go now? But you can always look at your map and head east. Ta-da, right there. Or where these two brood keepers are standing around. Or you can even look at this little entryway. Or the map. Take your pick. Not much left to the instance. Oh, sorry, I can't free you. Oh well, sucks to be you. Next part, there's just these two prime guards. They put a debuff on, I think, the tank or somebody, that when that target is healed, they emit a pulse of AoE shadow damage to players around them, I think. Something like that. Oh yeah, and they also apply a stacking shrink debuff to all players. Ahn'Kahet, the final boss of Azjol-Nerub. He's got a locust swarm, a big overhead smash attack. Pound? Yeah. I'll stun the tank for 6 seconds. It really sucks. And if you're not the tank, it will probably one-shot you. And yes, it does do area damage. Gonna hit him once. There you go. He has 25% HP thresholds where he will burrow underground. A bunch of minions will come at you from where you entered the area, while these little assassins will fly in. Ahn'Kahet will try to hit you with these spikes. Don't stand in that. I think it's 2 mobs per underground phase. Venomancer. Well, it looks like 1 on regular difficulty. So the Venomancer is for the second time he goes underground. And the reason it's coming at me now, even though he's only gone underground once, is because I've reduced him below his second threshold, 50% health. So once you kill the trash that's supposed to come out, he re-emerges. Oh, and look at that. Even if you're the tank and he tries to pound, you can just move out of the way. I think that's pretty much it. Carrion beetles. Ta-da. Yeah, that's it. Give me that fancy loot. No, not that loot. Does he even drop anything I can use? Maybe. I mean, the armor isn't very nice for a Fury Warrior, but yeah, I like the strength. Alright, next dungeon is the Old Kingdom. Let's go. And here we are again at the Summon Stone, but this time we are taking a left to Ahn'Kahet, the Old Kingdom. Is that what it is called? Yes, it is. I got it right for once. And let's see what I can get. Let's see, a dagger for warriors. Sure, they can wield it, but that's not something warriors wield. Well, maybe at lower levels when they've still got strength on them somehow. But not at high levels. Not what I'm interested in. Ta-da! Here's the Old Kingdom. It's a very big place, so I'm going to try to vamoose. Speed things along. Good thing I don't have to do the optional boss, because that might take a little extra time. I will actually show you where it is. Let's see. Once you come out of the tunnel after Taldarum, which is whereabouts? Alright, you'll come out here, and you can go down here to fight a Manatar. That's where the optional boss is for Heroic. I'm just saying that because once I do the Heroics, it's going to be a little speedy montage thing again. I won't exactly be able to show you there when I do that. Oh, Spellflingers. If you've been running Wrath Time Walk dungeons, you should be very familiar with these guys. They've got like a 8-second Shadow Blast that deals... Let's see if it does anything. 877 damage, ouch. But on, well, scaled down Time Walk difficulty, or if you're running it at level, it deals probably 80 to 90% of the tank's max health. It's not a fixed amount, but it does hit very, very hard, and since it's a slow cast, I mean, come on. You are pretty much meant to interrupt it, so go ahead and do that. I think that's really the only thing you have to watch out for on this trash. The rest you could pretty much base roll. First boss is Elder Nadox. At half health, he will summon a Guardian. Or not, because I defeated him, thusly. Alright, it's not going to show up good because I defeated the boss, and I won't really bug out the encounter or the rest of the instance. So when he summons a Guardian, him and his little ads become immune to damage. So before the healer pulls aggro on everything, you have to kill the guardian, and then you can just pretty much have a good day. Moving on, you'll head downwards. You got some patrols of plundering geists here. The next web ramp, the web ramp up there. Oh, and be careful of this group. Eye of Teldarum. They will explode on death. Now they're probably not hitting me because I'm such a high level. And Frostbringers, I'm not sure which one does it, but one of them puts a debuff on casters that, I guess, has a chance to interrupt you in the middle of a spell cast. Kinda bad to deal with, but if you are a healer, please dispel that. Your friends will thank you, and you will be the best healer ever. Alright, so this area of the dungeon, you want to make your way to the top of these ramps and click on these little, what is it called? Ancient Nerubian device. Click on both of them, and then Prince Teldarum will become attackable. He's just up there channeling magics or something rather. I don't know what he's doing. Teldarum? Yes. Go away. I missed one. Thank you. Up the second one. This has not been a very long video at all. Oh yeah, there it is, the knockback. Thank you for the demonstration. Dungeon progression challenge, since I haven't said it yet, is starting with a naked max level character, running through all the dungeons, starting with, well, running them in order, finishing with Cataclysm's Dragon Soul raid on, and you can do as many raid difficulties as possible, collecting gear upgrades only from those dungeons, but you can only run them once. Because running them to get the best gear that drops, like I could run this dungeon until I get this as many times as I need to get this and so on, but that is kind of cheating and not really in the spirit of things. I'm not really sure if it's in the rules. So Prince Teldarum, I've turned him into mincemeat, literally. Every 25% health, he'll disappear, reappear on a player, channeling a vampiric embrace on them. It's a stun. That player can't move or do anything until Teldarum is damaged for some amount of health. So every 25% health, he'll do that, and sometimes he'll cast a fire orb, 3 fire orbs that head in a straight line outward from himself in 3 directions. I guess the only thing you can do there is put on some personal defensive cooldowns, and well, that's pretty much it. Now this is always a lot of fun in Time Walk dungeons. People will face pull this group. You know what happens then? A pet or a player gets too close to this group and they pull. And then this group patrols nice and close to you. And they pull, and then you all wipe and die. And these apostles, they are the best ones because they heal. The worshippers cast Flame Strike. Sure, you can stand in it, but this actually deals significant damage. Please do not stand in stuff. It's very annoying to see. Anyways, next boss. People either go left or right here. Usually they go right. Defeat this group. To Jedoga, Shadow Seeker. And once they're finished, they go back where they came from and up the lamp. Yes, up to the lamp on the left side, which is at the top of the ramp. There, I saved that, didn't I? Let's see. Ta-da, there it is. So, oh yeah. Next boss, Jidoka. Once you defeat all these initiates, she comes down from her channeling, much like Teldarum was doing. Seems to be a theme here in Wrath Dungeons, where bosses have health thresholds for certain things. At 50% health, she'll fly up and call a volunteer to walk in to be sacrificed. If they're not killed before then, she gets a, I think, 100% damage dealt buff. Let's see, 200%, so she's dealing 3 times as much damage. This will be very bad for your tank, so you want to kill her right away or blow defensive or healing cooldowns at this time. Or you can just avoid it entirely and defeat the little volunteer. Hey, I got loot. Upgrades? Nope. A nice item level jump though. All I get is armor and stamina. Ah well, maybe if it were an actual strength piece. How much time I got left? A lot, so I don't really have to speed up the video to run up to the lamp at the top of the ramp. Oh yeah, sometimes group will skip Jidoga altogether, and once they come out of here, they'll jump down, defeat this group, and head up to Herald Volage. Well, what can you expect from these games and fancy names? Hey, we need a fancy name. What's a fancy name? I don't know. What's difficult to pronounce? Well, how about Volage? Yeah, I like it. Okay, up here, you've only got 3 mobs to deal with. Forgotten ones. Let's see, they have an AoE Fear that they don't cast very often. Shadow Crash, which they cast at a ranged player. You can see it being cast. What it does, it sends a slow-moving Shadow Bolt to that player's location. So once the cast is finished, just move out of the way if you know it's being targeted on you, and it will land to where you've been standing instead of hitting you in the face for like half health. It does hit pretty hard. I think that's it. Maybe they've got like a small shadow AoE knockback. Final boss, Herald Volage. I think that's as best as I can manage. He's got 33% health thresholds, which, you know, I don't think this will do anything since I'm here by myself. Yeah. He'll cast Insanity, which sends all players in the party to their own personal, I guess, nightmare where they have to fight the other members of their party. Now, it used to be you had to defeat every single one of them to move into another player's nightmare to help kill the rest of their little illusions. But now, you don't, first time any player kills one illusion, they're all removed, and you can all go back to fighting Volage. Very nerfed, if you ask me. Leather belt. Thank you, but no thank you. I would cut you up if I could. This thing can only chop up humans and beasts. Well, I mean, if your humans and beasts are minions, then sure, you can cut them up too. Alright, this has been episode, what is it? It's 39 of World of Warcraft Dungeon Progression Challenge. If you like this video, leave a like, and if you want to follow along with the series or anything else on my channel, you can subscribe as well. Next time is, I think, Drak'Thuron Keep and Violet Hold. Let me check. That is correct. Awesome. Alright. Till then, be well, stay well, and farewell.